Pregnancy should be a time of joy and not anxiety for the woman and her family. Do you want to learn more about pregnancy or have questions about fertility and reproductive health? Then join Dr. Linda Vanutu on Facebook and YouTube every Saturday at 4 p.m. on the Online Pregnancy School as she discusses pregnancy, delivery, and childcare with us.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Online Pregnancy School. I'm sure you are doing very well and also adhering to all the safety protocols. Please remember, continuously wash your hands. Wear your mask when you are going out. And once you are outside of your home, keep that distance so that you stay safe and also let your family stay safe. We want to say a very big thank you to those who have subscribed to our YouTube channel, those who have followed us on Facebook, liked our pages, given us thumbs up, and shared comments and questions with us. We are very grateful. And if today is the first day you are joining us, please, I invite you to hit on that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell because there are so many interesting and educative topics that we are going to bring your way. We'll go beyond pregnancy, look at the child, look at the family in general as we go along. And you don't want to miss any of those sessions. So please go ahead and do that. And on Facebook, follow us, like our page, The Pregnancy School. It is always a pleasure coming your way with the Online Pregnancy School. We are encouraged by all the comments we have received, the questions that you have shared with us, and we hope that the answers have been helpful and useful. And please remember to share with friends and family. Invite others, even if they are not pregnant. Invite them to be joining us so that they can also learn a lot about pregnancy, childcare, and the family in general. Today, I'm going to share with you another interesting topic, very important in pregnancy. But before I do that, I want to remind you of the magazine, Promise from the Womb. If you haven't got yourself a copy, please go on to Amazon, look for Promise from the Womb by Dr. Linda Amaka Evanutu. Get yourself a copy. Get one for that lady. Get one for somebody, and especially if you are going to get married, it is important that you know ahead of time what to expect when you become pregnant. So the man, buy one for the woman you are going to marry, and for the lady, buy one for yourself, and buy some for other people as well. Well, welcome to today's session. I'm going to share with you on a very important topic. And every day I say it's important because it is truly important. And that is constipation during pregnancy. So constipation in pregnancy is a really common occurrence. If you take 10 women who are pregnant, 7 or even more out of them would have constipation one time or the other during that pregnancy. And one interesting thing is that it may even persist after the baby is born. And so this woman can have the constipation during pregnancy, but after the child is born, you think that should be okay. But it can go on to maybe even 3 months after the child is born. And it can be experienced anytime throughout the pregnancy. So it could be the first trimester, whether the first 3 months or the second 3 months or the third month, the third 3 months of pregnancy. So it can happen throughout the pregnancy. And it's very common, very, very common. It doesn't occur just in those who have had children before or who have not had children before. It can be with anybody, whether you have had a child before or not. You can experience constipation somewhere along the line. And what are some of the causes? You have heard of hormones. These pregnancy hormones, they are very good because they have to be there to help the pregnancy to go through till term, the 9 months. But sometimes, because of the way they act, they may bring about some of the things that we don't want to see during pregnancy or experience during pregnancy. And one of them is that one of these hormones would slow down the movement of the intestines. We know that when we eat, the food goes into the intestines and it has to move through to be turned here and there till it becomes what passes out as the stool or the feces. And as the intestines move for the food to also move through, the intestines absorb what the body needs, and now that the woman is pregnant, it is important that every nutrient that the woman needs for herself and for the baby is absorbed. So somehow the intestines slow down their movement. And this is one of the things that the hormones can do to this pregnant woman. And that can lead to the constipation because the food stays too long. It has become feces. It stays too long. Water is absorbed. Then it becomes difficult to move it out. Another thing that can cause constipation in pregnancy is the stress and anxiety that people experience. I told you that it can happen throughout the pregnancy. And in the first 3 months of pregnancy, that's the first trimester, you have somebody vomiting, having nausea, which we have treated just a couple of weeks ago. The person is not able to eat well. So this person is stressed out. And the person can also have some anxiety, especially if this person has had some problems in the past or has been having challenges getting pregnant, or is concerned generally about how will this baby look like? Will everything be okay for me? So that kind of thing can put stress on this woman. And this can lead to the constipation coming about. It could also be because of the pressure of the uterus as it goes. The uterus is what people call the womb. And as the baby goes, it becomes bigger. And they are all in the same area. So this big tummy, which has the uterus going, well, now the uterus will take space. So it can press on the intestines and also diminish their movement, just like we have described. So once this is happening, then it can lead to the constipation. Some medications that are given during pregnancy can also contribute to this. And one of them is the iron. Iron is very important because it is not good for a pregnant woman to go through pregnancy when her blood level, what is usually called the HB, is low. Because anemia in pregnancy is a very big problem. It can lead to a lot of unwanted complications. So it is important to give the iron. But one of the things that the iron can do is to lead to this constipation. Another thing is to do with the weakened pelvic muscles. As the body prepares to deliver, some places become lax, becomes weaker. So the lower abdomen, where we have the rectum, where the feces will pass through to come out, can also be weakened, which means that it is difficult for this woman to pass through, and that can lead to the constipation. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have just joined us, this is the online pregnancy school, and today I am talking about constipation during pregnancy. And if you haven't done that, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell so that anytime you have a program coming up, you'll be one of the first people to know, so you can join us and also share with friends and family. So what are the signs and symptoms of constipation in pregnancy? One of them is that this woman, when she goes to the toilet, she will have to put a lot of strain. She will try very hard, what we call straining. She tries very hard to bring out the stool. Normally, if everything is okay, when you go and sit on the loo, it should just come with a little effort. But this one, she has to try very hard. And when she has tried so hard, the feces that come out are lumpy. They come in bits. Sometimes they are like pellets. So they are small, roundish. And then they're also very hard. And it could also be that this woman passes less than 3 feces in the whole week. So maybe she goes to toilet on Monday, she wouldn't go again till Thursday, then till Sunday. So about some of them even less than 3 times in a week. And then for others, one of the things they feel is that it's as if there's something blocking the anus where the stool will come out from. as if there's something blocking there because the feces is impacted. It is there, not coming out. So she can feel that. And then for some, even after they have visited the toilet and passed some, they still feel that there is some more feces in there. So that sensation of having the stool in the rectum, even after they have defecated, is one of them. Another sign is that the woman, when she goes, she will have to maneuver through a whole lot of things to be able to empty the bowel. And some of them also have abdominal discomfort. So these are some of the signs and symptoms that will show that a pregnant woman has constipation during the pregnancy. This means that if you are pregnant and you are listening to us, please take note of how regularly you visit the toilets. How are the stools like? Are they very hard? Do you find it very difficult? Do you have to strain a lot to get the feces out? If you have some of these symptoms, then it shows that you might be suffering from constipation during pregnancy. And remember that it is very common. Up to about 7 or 8 women out of 10 will have constipation one time or the other during the pregnancy. So if it is so common, when should we report to the hospital? One, when you are concerned about it, you know your body, you know yourself. If there is something that is worrying you about the stools, please go to the hospital. Do not stay at home. Like I always say, don't stay at home. Anytime you think that there's something wrong, you don't feel well about something, please just go to the hospital. The other thing is that when you see that today I have this hard stool, tomorrow I have this very watery and loose stools, then it comes again, alternating. So you have the constipation, then you have diarrhea. It's a time to report to the hospital. Do not say that because about 70% or more of pregnant women have constipation, I'm going to stay at home, even though I have this alternating bout of diarrhea. Please do not do that. Again, if you have severe pain, when you are going to toilet, you have so much pain, it is time to report to the hospital. And if you see that you have blood or mucus mixed with the stool when it comes out, again, please do not stay at home. Go to the hospital and report. And because of the way the stools are so hard and the woman's straining, trying to bring it out, she may have some cuts, what we call the fissures or cuts at the anal area. And this can be very painful. If you have that during pregnancy, it can be very, very painful. And if you are not careful and you have an infection in that area, that will be another problem altogether. So it is very, very important that you take that to the hospital. So please take note. So having known the causes and some of the signs and symptoms, what treatment is available? We want to suggest that if you're a pregnant woman and you have constipation in pregnancy, you should have a plan. It should be a plan for you as an individual to follow. One of them, especially if you have those breaks at the anal area, it will be very difficult for you to sit. So for that one, if you're at home, you can sit on a pillow. You can have the sit bath. Make sure that this water is not too hot that will burn you, but you can sit in that. You can put just a little bit of salt in it, sit in it to heal. It is very important. Now for the other treatments that are available, all these can be used for prevention and also for treatment. So one of them is to make sure that you take in a lot of fluid. We have said in our previous sessions that it is not good for a pregnant woman to be dehydrated. You want to be hydrated enough for the blood to move well, for the baby to have enough going into this child inside your womb. So one of the key things is to be able to drink enough fluids, especially water. And the water can be warm because when we are pregnant, so many things happen to us, but this water can be warm. One of the reasons is that when you drink the warm water, it helps the intestines to move. So it pushes whatever is in there out. It is not hot water that you cannot put in your mouth. Just warm water will be enough. And if you have a challenge drinking water, You can add a little bit of lemon or ginger to flavor it and to help you to drink the water. It is recommended that in a day, you drink not less than 8 glasses of water. So please do not just take 1 glass and try to drink that throughout the day. That will not help you, especially because you have to be hydrated. And when you have constipation, you need to drink enough fluids to help, and the warm fluids will be helpful. So drink that and avoid sugary drinks. We have said this over and over again. Do not replace the water with sugary drinks, but because we know that pregnant women sometimes crave for certain things, to avoid taking sugary drinks, because if you buy the ones that have been prepared already and are being sold, you are not sure how much sugar has been put in there. You can have your homemade drink, and there are several things you can do. You can blend if you have mango, if you have whatever, you can blend some of them and drink. Or you can just squeeze some oranges into a glass, put some water in it, can add a tinge of ginger to flavor it and drink it. So you can have your own homemade drink so that you continue to take in fluids. But please remember, do not replace water with this one. Drink enough water. The other thing is to do with the food. And the food, consider modifying your diet. If you are pregnant, you are eating, you are getting constipation frequently, then this is the time for you to modify your diet. And one of the things you can do is replace some of the foods that you are eating. For example, you might be eating white rice. This is the time you can consider brown rice, because that one has the husk and it is bulky. When you eat it, it helps to push the stools out. So consider replacing your food with some other thing. And then also, if you have millet, if you have barley, even unpolished corn, you can use those ones because they are easier to help with the digestion and also to move the feces out of the intestines. Another thing you can do is to add oranges to your diet. And when you add the oranges, please eat the flesh. So once you have drank the juice out of the orange, don't just throw it away. You can take it, chew it, because it will add to the bulk of the feces. And that means that once you are drinking enough water and you have modified your food and you have this as well, it will help with the pushing of the stools, so you can relieve the constipation. Ladies and gentlemen, today I am talking about constipation during pregnancy, a very common symptom, a very common occurrence during pregnancy. And I'm sure that for pregnant women listening to us, or if you have ever had a child, you might have experienced this. And these are the common things that we can do at home. If you haven't done that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell. You will always love what we bring you. Another thing which can be done as a form of treatment and also as a prevention is to have regular exercises. We have spoken about exercises. We have a package of exercises that pregnant women can do safely. Please, they should be safe. Do not on your own start a new exercise that you are not used to when you are pregnant. It will not be helpful. And walking is always the best option in the absence of other options. If you cannot do anything at all and you can walk, please do that. Even if you don't have a walking area around you, inside your home, do some walking. If you have steps in the home, you can climb up and down the stairs. Make sure you don't fall. So please be gentle as you do all these things. And also, if you have the opportunity, go outside of your room. So you can go outside, and there are many benefits as you watch nature, as you get the sunshine, or even in the evening or very early in the morning. They're also very good for your health. So you can do that. The other thing you can do with the exercises is to join groups, because if you're an individual doing it, you might find it not so suitable, or you may find it not easy. But if you see others doing it who are also pregnant, you may be encouraged, and that will be helpful. And please have an individual exercise plan. Today, I'm going to walk for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Tomorrow, I'm going to just be lifting my hands or do something else, which I have discussed with someone who knows what is good for the pregnant woman. So please have a plan for the exercises. Have a plan. Do not just sit. It is not good that as a pregnant woman, you just sit at one place or just stand at one place or always lie down. No, we have to be exercising. It's good for you. It will help with your digestion. It will help with moving the stools out and also help with your circulation and therefore the baby. And as you do the exercises, you also prepare your pelvic area so that when it is time to deliver, it becomes easier for you and the baby can come out easily. Good. In some instances, for treatment, medication is prescribed. And remember that I did not put that one first because one has to be very careful. And that is why medication is not the first thing that is given to a woman who has constipation during pregnancy. Because some of these medications can act on the uterus and cause them to contract. And if it is not yet time for you to deliver and these contractions start, they can be going haywire. And that means that if you are not careful, you can have a preterm delivery because of the premature contractions that will take place. So medications are not the first things that are given to a pregnant woman who has constipation. That means that if you are pregnant and you are constipated, do not on your own go to the drugstore to say, I'm going to buy medicine or send somebody to go and buy medicine for somebody who has constipation as if the person is not pregnant. No, please do not do that to avoid some of these things. In conclusion, I hope you have learned a new thing today, but it is usually not harmful to the baby. Although it can cause a lot of discomfort to the mother, for the baby, it is usually not harmful. Unless, of course, you have gone for some medication or something that has acted on the uterus and given you the premature contraction for this baby to be born early or even for whatever to happen, then the baby is usually not harmed by the constipation during pregnancy. Now, when you go to the bathroom to ease yourself, you can sit in such a way that it will aid with the passing of the stool. What you do is that you adopt a posture. So you sit on the WC, then you have something, maybe a little stool or something that you can put your legs on, and your legs are now higher than your waist. Then you can lean forward a bit, put your hands on your knees, and your back will now be straight. Then there's that aid. So this posture will help you to pass the stool because then it is easier for the intestines to now align, and that will help you to pass the stool. Now, the other thing that you can do is please avoid giving yourself enemas. For the places where people give themselves enema, please try and avoid this because some of the medicines or the herbs that are used can also cause contraction of the uterus or the womb. So please do not jump into giving yourself enema when you are pregnant and you have constipation, saying that this medicine is good or this herb is good for people with constipation. So I'm pregnant, I'm going to also try and use it. Please do not do that. I hope it's clear. So now, the three main things that are helpful for preventing and also treating constipation during pregnancy can be done at home. You can manage at home. I've told you when you can go to the hospital, but dietary changes. When I spoke to you about diet, I said that it would be good for you to have your plan. So breakfast, this is what I'm going to eat. Lunch, this is what I'm going to eat. Dinner, this is what I'm going to eat. And wherever you are, there are so many things that you can do. You can have those green leafy vegetables. So make a plan. And because it's not just one vegetable that is available, you can have different ones. Beans are also good. And because of the husk, around the beans. When you eat them, they also help to push the feces out. And then we can have the unpolished grains. So if you are eating something, eat the one that is as natural as possible. Do not eat the refined things, because those ones have the hearts taken out and they are so smooth. So they will not help with the bulk formation of the stool that will help to push it out. So it is very, very important. So please try and have a plan for your diet using what is locally available to you. Everything that is available to you, please do that. You modify it. If you find that a particular food gives you constipation, then you have to modify that and replace it. We don't want you to also go off certain foods that are helpful in terms of building your blood and all that, where you become anemic during pregnancy. So that is why when you go for the antenatal, you can have discussions with your midwife, or if it becomes necessary and they have to refer you to the doctor, it will be done. The other thing which we have mentioned is about the fluid. Drink water, drink water, drink water, drink water. Drink it as many times as possible. Make sure that you know how much you are drinking. Some people will put maybe 1 bottle down and sip it through the day and think that they have drank enough water. No, it is important that you drink at least 8 glasses of water in a day. It is very important. So you can plan how you are going to drink this and make sure that you don't drink too much of it when you're about to sleep, because that will also disturb your sleep. So drink a lot from the morning to early evening. Then when it is in the night, it is very minimal that you drink, because when you go to sleep, remember that you should have a good night's sleep, and you don't want it to be disturbed by the getting up frequently to go and urinate because you have drank a lot of water just before going to bed. So please do not do that. And as I have said, minimize the fizzy drinks, the caffeinated drinks, minimize them. Do not count them as part of the fluid that you are drinking. So instead of drinking water, you get yourselves a sugary drink and say that this is 500 mils. I'm supposed to drink this amount, so I'll count this towards the water. Please, let's minimize that as much as possible. And that is why I said that on your own, you can prepare something at home, or make sure whatever you are drinking is as natural as possible without sugar, please. Then the other thing is the exercises, which I have just mentioned. So these are the 3 main ways for preventing and also treating constipation during pregnancy. If you haven't done that, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell. On Facebook, follow us, The Pregnancy School. Like our page, give us thumbs up and share with friends and family. If you have any question about this, please send us questions in the comment section, and do not forget the magazine, Promise from the Womb. You will learn a lot about pregnancy and childcare that will help you as a new mother, or that will help a friend. So go on to Amazon and get yourself a copy. You'll be happy you did. If you have any question which you want to share with us, please send me a WhatsApp message +233 59 242 0625 +233 59 242 0625. This is where I bring an end to today's session. If you haven't done that, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the sessions we bring your way. Bye. See you in my next video.
Pregnancy should be a time of joy and not anxiety for the woman and her family. Do you want to learn more about pregnancy or have questions about fertility and reproductive health? Then join Dr. Linda Vanutu on Facebook and YouTube every Saturday at 4 p.m. on the online Pregnancy School as she discusses pregnancy, delivery, and childcare with experts.